my first one is the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
And I understand that that film has a lot of negativity attached to it because of the director.
Sure.
And just to say right here, I do not condone anything that man did. I despise him as a human being, but unfortunately he did create something that was very good. And I'm able to separate the art from the artist. And I don't know, it was such a weird thing when that movie came out because I was younger. I think I was maybe like 10 or 11 years old, like when it officially dropped. And I remember just seeing the commercials and Justin Long is in it. And, it's like, now we know that if Justin Long is in a scary movie, it's going to be a damn good one.
Yeah.
And it was just, the trailer for it was just so badass. Jeepers Creepers. And like, it was, so intense. And, him standing on the road, just pacing back and forth and just watching them. And it's like, what is this thing? Like, it was something that I personally had never seen done on screen before. And what I loved about that movie was that when you didn't know anything about this, when you're just going into it fresh, that it is like each layer gets peeled back throughout the entirety of the movie and you learn more and you just like, it becomes more terrifying when clearly as an audience member, that you're going in for a creature feature. But in the same hand is that, you look at the characters in the movie, they just think that this is some psycho that's on the road. And it's just like, I'm still perplexed with this creature still to this day because we still don't know what the origin is. We have no idea what it is.
We never will.
No. And for me, I'm kind of okay with that because there is this mystery, of just like, man, like it's something that I can still just have late night conversations with my friends around a fire about where it's like, dude, like, what do you think he was, or whatever. But what did you think about that movie when it first came out?
Oh, man, it kind of falls into some of the other ones that I picked as well, because it wasn't your typical, just like somebody chasing you in the woods, slasher, Freddy Krueger type thing. Like it had that kind of vibe to it, but it was, like you said, it was a creature. I mean, sure, some of the other ones are considered creatures too, but like this was like a real thing. It wasn't like, oh, this was a human before. Now it's this. No, like you said, we don't know what it is. That thing looked wicked, and I thoroughly enjoy Jeepers Creepers. Like that is that's a solid fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
Like even the second one, the second one's pretty good too. What are you close to? Pee in my fucking pants, dude. Like, I love that line.
Dude, and that poor kid in that movie, he kept getting grabbed by him in the school bus. And it's just, it's so interesting to me that that movie had such balls of like doing stuff where like, I mean, let's face it that, I don't like seeing children being killed in movies. But the thing is that it's like whenever you see that, you realize like, OK, we are not in for the comfort ride that we're used to. Right. And it makes you realize that nobody is safe. And it's especially with a creature that just cannot be stopped. And the only thing that will, maybe stop him is if he, you can outrun him or that you can avoid him for 23 days. For his limited amount of time. Like it's just, for 23 days, every 23rd spring for 23 days, he gets to eat. And it's like, it's this very simple, just rule where it's like, these are the rules. This is what's happening. Deal with it. And it's just, man, like it was really cool. And especially the fact that the first one did not end the way that I thought that it was going to, like where it was like, no, the bad guy won. Spoiler warning if you've not seen it. It's been out for however long, but no, it was just like it was so to me. I think that what is so cool about it was the fact that they went completely practical. It was something that Jonathan Beck, who or it's either Beck or Breck, but he they talked about him being in the makeup chair for it. And when everything was said and done, they were just like, dude, like, you couldn't even see anything anymore of him. Like the only thing that was there was his eyes. Like it's, because he was just under so much makeup. And it was so intense. And I think that for me, I think the original is better in a lot of ways just because he kind of still had that like crusty kind of look to him. It was almost like this, dare I say, dry, like almost country kind of deal instead of like the next one. He almost kind of seemed like a bug. you know, like where he was like, it was that kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, just to me, Jeepers Creepers is just like, that movie is just so solid. And The Creeper is something that I think that to this day, we're still not going to know, but there is a comic book that was made about him. And it actually does.
Really?
Yeah. So I personally have never read it, but it apparently shows the Aztecs that they were sacrificing people, and they did it to this. I think they called it like the dragon god or whatever. So it was the idea that if they gave him organs, that he would essentially leave them alone. And so I don't know how much of it is canon, or if Victor Salva actually said that, like, you know, if it was a part of it or not.
Okay.
But it's cool to find little nuggets like that, where it's like, dude, like this, there's so much still to unpack. It's just so cool.